on YouTube. Thank you for joining our Friday call-in show. Every day live, Monday through Friday. Please give me a roll tide inside the comment box. Let me know where you're watching from. Today's show is going to, of course, be headlined by the biggest news in all of college football that I didn't even really anticipate going with this weekend, which is Coach Kalen DeBoer being mentioned for the job at Penn State. So that's going to kind of be the meat of the show. I'm going to provide you with my take. If you want to call in today with the score prediction, I'd love that because, as you know, Alabama certainly has a game this weekend against Eastern Illinois. But whoever came up with this, credit to them because now, we have something to talk about. And I feel that it's kind of, I can't even believe, to be honest, that I'm talking about this right now on November 21st. I really can't, but we'll dive into it and I'll tell you kind of I'll give you my take and we'll go back and forth. So that's kind of coming up on today's show. So let me ask you inside the comment, and it's kind of comical to be honest, but I want to ask you inside the comment box, do you think that there is any truth to this? Yes or no inside the comment box. Do you think that Kalen DeBoer, there's kind of some smoke with him maybe going to Penn State? Type Y if you think so inside the comment box. Type no inside the comment box if you don't. And I'll give you my take. I'll go over all the details of what I know. I'll talk contract buyouts and everything else today on the show. So that's kind of going to be my morning segment. And then you guys call in to the show. So I appreciate you being here. Have a lot of gratitude, obviously, this week. I'm really excited for this weekend's game. I know we have a game this weekend, but it seems like there's, so many other things to talk about. You know who this would really piss off is Coach Saban. He's like, you got to talk about the game. So trust me, if you want to call in and give like a score prediction, I'd love that. But I'm sure you want to talk about Coach Kalen DeBoer going to Penn State. So before we kind of dive into it, let me set the stage. There's a rumor right now that DeBoer is being targeted by Penn State for the next head football coach. Look, long story short, if you're like out the door, Penn State is dreaming that they could have Coach Kalen DeBoer. Okay, they're dreaming. I think this is a rumor. I think, yeah, of course they're interested in him, but I think it's a rumor. But I'll give you my full take in just a minute. All right, from North Alabama storm chase, the weather is honestly, it's so beautiful right now. It was just raining in Tuscaloosa this morning as my kids got off to school and I got the workout in, and it's just been a beautiful day. 74 tomorrow for the tailgate, 75 for Alabama versus Eastern Illinois. It will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and then for the fourth quarter, it'll be 73. So the weather should be absolutely perfect tomorrow for some college football as Alabama takes on Eastern Illinois. Remember, Alabama, number 10 in the college football playoff rankings, and still a lot to play for. Okay, please don't be in that mindset like the season's over. This is it. Like the season's over for a lot of teams, honestly. Starting to think about what bowl games you're going to go into, but not for Alabama. Alabama still has a lot going on. So let's focus on the one-game season. And, of course, we'll talk about the major topic today, which is Coach Kalen DeBoer being mentioned to be the head football coach at Penn State. So, yeah, I know. Hey, fam, if you want to support the YouTube channel, super chats are a great way to do that. I really appreciate the super chats. Another way is you could become a fan funder. You'll see people highlighted in green inside the comment box. They get access to different emojis. It's a way to support Bama football on YouTube. So if you want to do that, easy to sign up. Easy to cancel. There's different layers that you can join. So I really appreciate your consideration in becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. All right, let's give some AM shout-outs to our 146 that we got up in the house. And we have Chris from New Jersey. Oh, I thought maybe remember when our usernames got changed around? That was wild. Bruce Williams, what's up, man? Chris from New Jersey, good to see you. Steve Taylor, Miss Kimberly, Max Tooney up in the house. We got Crystal Jones. It does look like our usernames got a little bit switched, right? Why does this happen every once in a while? All right, Broderick, what's up, bro? Good to see you. We got Alyssa. What's up, Bama girl? Good to see you as well. Thank you very much for checking in. Yeah, why does this happen every once in a while to our comment box? We got Jamie Bird. What's up, man? We got North Alabama Storm Chase. Thank you so much for all the graphics that you send. We got Travis. What's up, Travis? Good to see you. Thank you very much for kicking it with us this morning. We got Agent 6547. What's up, man? Good to see you. We got Steve Taylor up inside the house. We got our boy Jarvis. What's up, Jarvis? Good to see you, man. We got Antoine. I know Antoine's as hyped for that basketball team as I am, man. That basketball team, 2 top 10 wins this early in the season. Hell yeah, man. That's an early Christmas present. Jonathan Thomas, what's up? Tonette, turn up. Good to see you up in the house today, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We got Derek. Say, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Thank you. Derek is going to come out to, I'm leading the workout tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. So if you want to get your workout on tomorrow at 6 a.m., I am leading the workout. I'll be at the Capstone leading F3 tomorrow at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Come on down. We'll celebrate the birthday, and I'll put you to work tomorrow. So hope to see you there, 6 a.m., the Capstone. That's right next to Arby's tomorrow. If you want to come on in, if you're in Tuscaloosa, come out and get your workout in. All right, Brenda Wheeler, what's up? Good to see you. We got, do we have someone from Pittsburgh coming in? We got Maverick. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Samuel, good to see you. We have... Slovic has an 84-0 tomorrow. You know what? Like, I wouldn't be surprised, if Alabama, puts on the damn show tomorrow, okay? And I think you have to. I really think you have to, because the committee has made it apparent they want Alabama to run the ball, all right? You got to run the ball. And that's how you have to be able to, get into the playoffs is, can't lose to unranked teams, and you have to run the ball. Okay, so, we got Anthony's up in Pittsburgh. All right, good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here. Okay, so the meat of the show in my opening segment is this, all right, is Kalen DeBoer to Penn State. Have you seen this out there? Yes or no? Please don't think that I'm just like, trust me, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even be covering this today. That's like my stance, okay? But I cover news as it happens, the rumors, all the stuff that came in. I have to, because everybody else in the world is now covering it. Kyle, why aren't you covering it? This is a story. So here's my take, okay? So let me set the stage. Coach Kalen DeBoer to Penn State? Oh, my God. Well, the rumor is that DeBoer is being targeted by Penn State. Penn State wants Coach Kalen DeBoer, all right? Who doesn't? All right. What he's been able to do here, and I know there's probably a lot of people that are like, oh, I hope he leaves and stuff like that. No. Just slow down. Slow down. Because I was on that train last year. When Coach Kalen DeBoer first got here, we were like, oh, my goodness, this guy can't get it done, all this stuff. Your approval rating of this man is very high. I ask you it on a weekly basis. It's 8 out of 10, okay? Now, things can change because of the Iron Bowl. The Iron Bowl impacts the fate of the world. That's how big the Iron Bowl is, okay? So are we close to the doomsday clock for Alabama football? No. Are they going to beat Auburn football? Yes. Is that game going to be crazy? Yes. It's crazy every single year, especially when it's over there, okay? So that's kind of where we stand right now, and that's the biggest thing is that Penn State is, hoping that Coach Kalen DeBoer will, bounce to Penn State. Now, just because there's interest one way doesn't mean there's interest another. You all have been in love, right? Come on. Sometimes you're like, man, I really hope, I'm going to shoot my shot. And that person might not have any interest in you. That's the way love goes. You ever listen to Janet Jackson? Well, there's a song that says that. That's the way love goes. So just because Penn State might be interested in him, it doesn't mean it might go the other way. So the Coach Kalen DeBoer buyout, it works like this. Now, if he's fired, okay, Alabama owe him a ridiculous amount of money. It's over $60 million, okay? If Coach Kalen DeBoer leaves for Penn State, his decision, then he would owe Alabama $3 million for the 2026 season, okay? Because we're already through pretty much this season. So Penn State theoretically could pay that. They just settled with James Franklin for $9 million. Penn State has $12 million, I'm guessing, right? So they could, do that. But then what would Penn State pay Kalen DeBoer? Kalen DeBoer is already getting paid, right? And here's his contract. He's got an 8-year contract with the University of Alabama. It's worth $87 million, running through December 31st, 2030. 2031. 2031? Damn, how old are we going to be by then? We going to be flying in cars? Imagine the playoffs by 2031. It'd be top 64 teams. It'd be crazy. We're going to have regions for the playoffs. It will be playing 20 games. That would be wild, right? There'll be AI YouTube channels. That already that's already a thing. The contract starts at a salary of $10 million in 2024 and increases by $250,000 annually, reaching a maximum of $11 million for his final season, which includes a 90% guarantee salary if fired without cause or variety of bonus opportunities. Do you imagine, $11 million in like 2031? You're barely going to be able to buy groceries, right? Who is anyone still going to Publix out there? Man, whew. You go to Publix, you buy 5 things. That should be a show. If you can keep it under like $50 at Publix for 5 things, congratulations. So, look, how much would Penn State have to pay him? Indiana is paying Kirk Cignetti $11.5. Indiana's paying their football coach $11.5 already. So does Penn State pay Coach Kalen DeBoer 12, 13, 15? You know, is that what you want? Do they have that type of cash? Probably so, right? I mean, it seems like the universities are not broke. That's why I always laugh when Alabama's like, we need your support. Meanwhile, they're building like a new golf facility. You should see the golf facility that they just built here. It's amazing. They built their own golf course, like just out of thin air. It was built like within, I don't know, less than a year. I don't live far from it. You should see all the buildings that they're building. Like, man, we can't pay the players, but we can pay our coach, $10 million, and we can pay all of the assistants, $1 million. We can pay all our players, but it's broke over here. Oh, we need a new Wi-Fi at the university. $17 million. We got it. Look, is this what y'all want? Is this what you all want right here? The dream? Seriously, honest to God, do you want this? Is this really what you want? Do you want Coach Kalen DeBoer to leave and for Alabama to hire Lane Kiffin as the head football coach, Jeremy Pruitt as the defensive coordinator, and then bring back Scott Cochran? Is that really what you want? Just tell me. I honestly, I want to know. Just might as well just get it out right now. You could put Lane Kiffin in a black hoodie. Light work is saying yes, right? I don't know. Is this what you want? I honestly feel that this is what people like deep down. I honestly feel that this is what people like really want. Jamie Burr says yes. AR says hell no. Derek says nope. I think that Pruitt is going to not come back to Bama, but he's going to be back in the college ranks very soon, right? He's getting things finalized, or he just got cleared from his show cause, so he'll be back somewhere soon. Lane Kiffin, you see what's going on with Lane Kiffin, and it seems like LSU is going to be the landing spot for him, right? And then Scott Cochran, he's made an amazing journey personally, and he's at Western Alabama right now as a head football coach. So, never say never. And I'm with Derek, like kind of inside the comment box. It's like, this is the past. And I feel even kind of like disrespectful, to be honest, even talking about this when we have Coach Kalen DeBoer and we're trying to foster a relationship with the coach that has done a pretty damn good job here within the last 2 seasons. Like, I feel like this is like a disservice. And the reason is because it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to jump on Coach Kalen DeBoer and what he's done. And anybody who took over for Coach Saban was going to go through a really turbulent first year. The second year, we've seen great signs of growth overall. And because we follow the football program with such a microscope, and because we are good fans, and because we do have statistics at our fingertips, it's easy for us to point out the flaws. Every team has flaws, right? But look, Coach Kalen DeBoer is doing a great job. And you know what? We have to look at Lane Kiffin and how he's fared against top 25 teams, how he's fared against top 10 teams. To be honest, he doesn't have that good of a record compared to Coach Kalen DeBoer. And unfortunately, this is kind of, where people's minds are at following a loss to Oklahoma. I just, look, as great as this would be, and I love the story of Scott Cochran. I like people who face challenges head on and, be better for it, because that's hard to do in life. Okay. Lane Kiffin, I really like him. I love his personality. He reminds me exactly of Coach Saban. I think he wants to be Coach Saban, right? With his humor and kind of his antics, right? He's like Coach Saban's son. So I love him, and I think he's a good coach, okay? And Jeremy Pruitt, people have great respect for him for being a defensive mind. But I feel that these guys have gone their own way, and we kind of let those guys go. And the reality is you have Coach Kalen DeBoer, who's a damn good football coach, okay? And I get it. Look, you still control your own destiny. A loss to Auburn would be devastating. It would be the biggest gut punch. But I'm not going to live in that world. I'm going to stay in the positive side and be like, you know what? This guy's done a really great job. And you know what gives me a lot of confidence is the recruiting. So let me talk about my take on this before I take your calls, okay? Coach Kalen DeBoer is already currently at a more prestigious program than Penn State. Am I right? When you think about college football, who has the most eyeballs weekly? Would you say that Penn is, honestly, and I won't be mad. I would never belittle you. But is honestly, from a college football perspective, is Penn State up there with Alabama in terms of the brand, in terms of the TV exposure? Is Penn State right there? I don't think so. I think that, Penn State might be in that second tier. Everybody knows Penn State. Everybody knows about, their beautiful blue and white jerseys. Everybody knows the history that they've had. But I think Alabama has definitely surpassed Penn State a long time ago. And clearly it was because of Coach Saban, but the brand is much larger, right? And I think that, does Penn State have more money than Alabama? I'd probably say, like I said, these programs could do whatever they want. There's billions of dollars. Alabama is the furthest thing from broke. Alabama has so much money, it's ridiculous, okay? It's billions of dollars. People are always like, they're broke. No, they're not. They're right. They might be the same as Texas A&M in Texas. And people will be like, that's great. That's how it works. I live here, okay? I live here. The stability of Alabama and the opportunity at Alabama are still really strong. Are they not? Have things completely fallen off here? No. Just last week, Alabama was number 4 in college football. They lost by 2 points. They beat themselves. And, the world throws Alabama, the wheels are falling off. No, they're not. They had self-inflicted wounds. The Bills lost last night. The Bills lost to the Texans. Did you watch that game? Did anybody watch the Bills in Houston? The Bills are one of the better teams in the NFL. William Anderson might be the best player in the NFL. Did anyone watch this game? William Anderson, I'm not kidding you. That was probably one of the best performances. Jonathan Taylor a couple weeks ago when he blew up and he had that was crazy. What William Anderson did last night was crazy. It was unstoppable. So just because the Bills lost, now what? They're out of the playoffs? They're a bad team? Oh, sometimes you get punched in the mouth. Sometimes there's self-inflicted wounds. This is the world that we live in. Alabama's still strong. They win these next 2 games. They're in the SEC championship game. I think that if DeBoer was to leave, there could be like a negative perception of like a step down narrative that would follow him, right? He got to Alabama and then he just left. And I think people would be like, that's beta. You got over here and you couldn't deal with it. You couldn't bang in the SEC. You're scared of competition. I think that would be like negatively impact him. Even if he went to Penn State, come on, let's face it. Penn State, what? Whoever their next football coach is going to be the same thing. And they're mid-achievers. Nobody who's going to take over Penn State is going to just start to, be a top 3 program. It's going to be the same thing. The talent that he has here, the talent, the guys that he's been recruiting, bro. Look at you think that Coach Kalen DeBoer and Courtney Morgan, they brought in all these guys. The freshman and sophomore classes are loaded. You think they're going to build all this up and be like, oh, all right, we out. See ya. See ya, Dejon Lee. See ya, Keelan Russell. Now, could those guys follow him? Of course, right? But if my coach is leaving to Penn State, I was like, I'm not leaving to Penn State. I'm staying at Alabama. Number 1, I'm getting paid over here. Number 2, I'm playing at the SEC. Number 3, there's 8 million people watching me every single Saturday. So I ain't going anywhere. Plus, the next coach that Alabama would get, they could get anybody that they wanted. They could get Lane Kiffin. Right? So the talent that he has here in the next couple weeks in the next couple years is tremendous. The recruiting classes that he has are loaded. Look at all the freshmen that are playing. I guess on the other side of the coin, coaching at Alabama is a pressure cooker. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, the standards are perfection. The standard for your life should be really high, right? You should cut your grass. You should throw your trash. You should put up your Christmas lights. You should put up your... By the way, everybody has already put up their Christmas stuff. I always felt that Christmas lights go up the day after Thanksgiving. Now, I'm not... Over here where I live, everybody put their Christmas lights up after Halloween. Everybody. But Bama's a pressure cooker, and it's a stressful job. And if you don't do it perfect, you're going to be ridiculed. Okay, you don't beat Oklahoma, hot seat. You don't beat Auburn, hot seat. Well, guess what? That's how it is here, and you understand, what you're taking over. See, Amanda Jane already has her house decorated. Who else? Are your guys' houses decorated? I'm refusing to put out. I'm not like refusing, but I'm busy as you know what. My nights are completely cooked. I'm driving Lacey all the way around, so I'm thinking like, when do I put up the Christmas tree? So I guess soon, because everybody has their tree up, and I'm like, damn. Yeah, coaching here is a pressure cooker. Goes without saying. Coaching in the SEC is beyond challenging. I will tell you what, okay? Lane Kiffin goes to LSU. That's probably, I guess, what's going to happen, right? It's going to be the same thing, okay? It's going to win 10 games, 9 games, 11 games. It'll be the same exact results, right? That he's getting at Ole Miss. It'll be the same thing. To be able to, people haven't fully accepted how tremendously hard the SEC is to win the championship. To stay within that top 4 range it's hard. It's probably harder than the Premier League across the pond, right? Oh, the North Alabama Storm Chase, the Grinch Henderson. No. I was just shocked how many people have put up their stuff. But I do love the Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. What was the little dog's name that he puts the antler on? The Grinch. I haven't seen the Grinch in a minute. Love that little cartoon. And the Who's down in Whoville. Yeah, it's time for that. But the SEC is like, good luck being in the top. It's hard. It is so hard. Look at all the teams right now. I know nobody wants to talk about this, and you can't, I guess you can do like comparative scoring, but Mississippi State beat Arizona State and Arizona State beat Texas Tech. And look at where Mississippi State is in the SEC. But nobody likes to talk about that. Hey, Armin, Chip, what's up, man? Good to see you. Listening to the broadcast at work. All right. That's what's up, dude. Yeah, this shirt, this PXG shirt. Yeah, so I love golf. I haven't played golf. So my golfing season, I don't play as much golf as Freeze, clearly, right? But I do like to play from like March all the way to like August. And yeah, so I got this shirt the last time I was in Atlanta. But yeah, I play in an amateur golf league from March to August, and I go all around the Southeast, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. Yeah, I love it. I'm all in. Some weaker points, I guess. He's not from the South. There's always going to be people that are like, well, he's not from the South and he can't coach. That's a weak argument. He's cooking in the South. He's landing prospects in the South. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, so don't bring that up. Who knows? Maybe he just doesn't like you here. Seriously, who's been to Seattle? Has anyone lived in Seattle or like the Pacific Northwest? And has anyone lived and also lived in Alabama? The two places couldn't be further. Look, I lived in New Mexico. I've lived all over, but I'm living in a completely different universe over here, right? Maybe he just doesn't like it here. What if he's just like, I don't like it? All right. And like I said, I think there is some truth to it, that there's a lot of people that would like to see this happen. I think we let this go, fam. Just like, would it be cool? Yeah, it'd be cool 7 years ago. But we're in a different space. Get behind your coach. Get behind Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? He's got a good thing going on. They're killing it in recruiting, still control their own destiny. And has anybody out there ever gone across to see if the grass was greener? Raise your hand. As you get older, right? I'll be 42 tomorrow. Has anybody ever gone to explore the other side to see if the grass was greener? I have. Trust me, it's not. It's not. That's a one piece of life experience that I can get, all right? That I can give. The grass, on the other side, it's not greener. You got to keep watering your own grass. Oh, I swear. Trust me. All right, how about this? All right, so this weekend, the college football schedule is a little bit light, all right? But we do have some games that we're watching, okay? USC is traveling to Eugene, Oregon. Coach Saban and the game day crew will be up in Eugene. Does anybody feel inside the comment box that USC will beat Oregon? Because that could be a game that helps Alabama, right? Oregon's what? They're 8. Bama's 10. If Oregon drops, I think that's better for Alabama. So I don't look. That's an interesting game. It's not like Oregon has been slicing fools up. They really haven't. I do like their quarterback, and I do like their coach. But this will be interesting. So 10.5 for Oregon. All right. Hey, 2600. What's up, man? Happy late birthday. Belated birthday. You turned 43 on the 14th. Yeah. 82, 83. That's what's up. All right. And then we also have this other matchup, right? You have BYU taking on Cincinnati. And what's interesting about this game is if BYU is so good, then why are they only favored by 2.5 against Cincinnati? I don't know. That just kind of made my ears perk up when I saw that. I kind of think Cincinnati might win this game. Am I tripping? Look, we're hoping for USC and we're hoping for Cincinnati. We want BYU to lose this game 1,000,000%. The one team that I'm scared that could edge out Bama if Bama gets the SEC title and loses is a two-loss Purdue team or a two-loss BYU team. If BYU is like, you know, at the end of the day, they have what 10. They have like an 11-2 record, and their only losses are to Texas Tech. They might get in over Bama, a 10-3 Bama. The committee hates that loss to Florida State. Hates it. All right. As you know, this video is powered by our friends at Sleeper. You download the app, and you can make more or less picks on every single weekend, every single game. Sleeper is a great app. I know there's a lot of you that play Sleeper. Really fun to do more or less. It's available in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. The promo code is tailgate. That is my personal tailgate. That is my personal promo code. And when you download that, you can give $100 into the system, and you get $100 on top of that. So please support Sleeper. It's also great for fantasy football. I'm a little bit upset looking at my fantasy football team last night because the Houston Texans tight end last night, who I have on my team, who's been really good, Dalton Schultz, last night he had 1 point. 1 point. So let's see if we can pull out the dub. Also, all right, TickPick. The promo code for TickPick is HMA, but it's only available on the app. So you have to download the app, and TickPick is for concerts, festivals, anything that you want under the sun in that realm. You got to download TickPick and check them out. But it's only available on the app, and you have to use the promo code, which is HMA. All right, so I know there's some big concerts coming, even a big concert coming to Bryant-Denny, right? Morgan Wallen. I'm not mad about that. Look, I'm a Morgan Wallen fan. I've said that time and time again. It's like my music taste is country, R&B, like classic rock. So I love jazz. I love piano. I love that's why like one of my favorite like blues is really important to me. So that's why I love always going to New Orleans, right? Anytime I go to New Orleans, man, like I love the Big Easy. I love it all. I love the nightlife. I love the food. You know, don't get me on oysters, man. I love oysters. Love it, love it, love it. All right, a couple more things and I'll take your calls. All right, which quarterback? And like I said this yesterday and people got mad. I was like, I'm excited to see another quarterback play. And they're like, you're giving up on Ty. I was like, I've been protecting Ty for a long time. I just know the opponent that we're playing. These guys better play. 100%. If these guys don't play, we're in trouble. If these guys don't play, you're getting kicked out of the playoffs. If these guys don't play, I'm going against Alabama in the playoff committee. So we better see Austin Mack and Kalen Russell get into the game. 1,000,000%. All right? They have to. You imagine if these guys don't play? Yikes. Austin Mack has a cannon. He has 2 touchdowns. Kalen Russell, that playmaking ability, right? We want to see how these guys have developed. We want to see more opportunities. And for the running back room, please, could we type in AK Deer inside the comment box? Let's see some AK Deer. Look, I'm not saying that he's going to be like the savior, but I'm just ready to just see somebody different back there. And I fully understand why AK Deer didn't play against Oklahoma. It made no sense to play AK Deer. You imagine sending AK Deer out there to face that Oklahoma defense here. You haven't played in any SEC game, but here, pass protect against Oklahoma. Come on. All right, so we're all pulling for AK Deer. I wouldn't be mad to see a little Kevin Riley. In fact, my game plan would be to run for 500 yards in this game because I don't want to be ranked 23rd anymore in the run because that's a piece of the playoff criteria for Alabama. I had no idea going into this game or going into the season that the running game would be part of the playoff criteria, right? Amelia, what's up? Hey, Kyle, what music were you vibing to back when Alabama was winning all those championships? I mean, look, I'm a huge music head, and my daughter and I share kind of that musical realm. I you could catch me like this morning. I was playing. I promise you, I was listening to like Nelly, "Loving Me." After that, I was listening like the Rolling Stones. So like my music is always like transforming and changing, and I'm always open to like different artists as well, like low key artists. All right, the Wolf position. We got to see Quay Rusau play, right? I think that you'd probably get him on some sort of rep count this weekend against Eastern Illinois, see how he's moving. And then think about the added benefit of having both Quay and Yanzi Pierre healthy for the back end of the season. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's a huge addition. I don't look to that as a negative at all. You're telling me we're getting Quay Rusau back and Yanzi Pierre is balling out? Oh, my goodness. That's going to be stellar. All right, so the call-in line is open. It's 205-850-1994. Trending, obviously, DeBoer to Penn State, the committee on Bama, Notre Dame over Bama, who you're excited to see play, the early Iron Bowl thoughts, right? Or the score prediction for tomorrow, because there is a game against Eastern Illinois, in case you guys forgot. All right. With that said, we got Chris from New Jersey batting off in our leadoff spot. Chris, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Kyle, happy pre-birthday, my friend.
Thanks,
happy
brother.
Pre-birthday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. So TGIF as well. My best to you. My best to the undefeated. A couple things. All right. DeBoer to Penn State, zero chance. Zero chance. It's clickbait, man. These guys have there's a little lull in the season. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to buy him out. Although I don't know if you saw the date. So he signed a deal with Virginia Tech, so they only owe him $9 million instead of the 40 something they thought.
Yep.
So, however, and I can't stand that Brian Kelly. Ethan's got a saying I don't hate, which is nice. Ethan's a good man, in the undefeated. So, he's going to get the full amount from LSU. But so here's a couple tidbits. So my wife's cousin went to Florida, and so she's an alum, and so she gets all the tidbits. So she was saying that they really, really wanted Lane Kiffin, and so I guess one of his family members flew to Florida, and they can't officially talk money, because he's coaching another team. So that's that's against the rules. But you can say, hey, Kyle, $14 million sounds like pretty good for a coach, doesn't it? So there's ways around it. So supposedly, as soon as the LSU people heard that, they threw out $15 million for the coach. I mean, LSU must have a freaking lot of money, man. Holy cow, that's a lot of oil, I guess. But what's funny is, Kyle, somebody told me yesterday, those that the Tabasco sauce company, it's a big it's a privately held company. Everybody in the planet has Tabasco sauce in their fridge, and they've got like billions, and there's a whole bunch of their family that went to LSU, so that's kind of like Oregon's Nike money, So interesting. So I think Kiffin ends up at LSU, interestingly enough. And Kyle, I want to say something really interesting about the whole DeBoer and Alabama and money. Because remember, Saban said this on game day. All the money in the world is not going to buy you a championship team. Mm. And let me tell you this: that we're not even in. Did you know we're not even in the top 5 for spent on our roster?
Yeah.
It's Texas is number 1, Oregon is 2. They said like Tennessee spent more than us, Georgia spent more than us, and Michigan. Like there's like Alabama's like 6 or 7, something like that. So it goes to show you, it's like in pro baseball. How do these chump teams that have no rosters smoke the Yankees? It happens all the time. So DeBoer's going nowhere. This is all clickbait. It doesn't matter. We're now. Do I think Grubb or even Womack have a chance to get poached? Could be. I love that picture you had of Pruitt up there, though. I want him back at Bama. I'd like him to be the guy under DeBoer. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to scream and say, hey, I think you need your black hoodie for tomorrow, but maybe just for old time's sake, Kyle, for your birthday too. And just one last thing. And Jarvis is probably going to say I'm nuts in the chat, but 5.5 points to be favored over Auburn is ridiculous. I think we're going to go in there and smoke them. So I'm not a betting man, but if I was a betting man, I would put some money on Bama for a win, because they're going to beat Auburn, and they're going to beat them by more than 5.5. So that's my 2 cents. So let me go back to the happy pre-birthday, Kyle. We look forward to the show tomorrow. I think it's on regular ESPN, the show, right, Kyle?
It's on SEC Network tomorrow.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yep. Now I have the new Hulu. And then Kyle, when are they going to fix our names over there, Kyle? I'm kidding. I know you don't know. So listen, all right, we'll all wish you happy birthday tomorrow, my friend. Looking forward to a lighter week for all of us. And roll Tide, brother. My best to you, undefeated champ.
All right, man, take it easy. All right, that's Chris in New Jersey. We go right back to 737, and we got Mike. Mike, what's up, man? You in Meridian? You in LA? You in Austin? Where you at, man?
I am in Louisiana, man. I get around, dude. I'm in Louisiana. I'm about Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shreveport, man. I one time I drove across the state of Texas, drove through Shreveport, Louisiana, back en route to Tuscaloosa. Never been to Shreveport. Yeah, and up until then. So, okay. So Mike calling in this time from Shreveport, Louisiana, man. Come with it. Welcome to the show.
Well, Kyle, there's always a small chance of your coach leaving. So I won't say there's no chance of him leaving, but I'll say that I doubt that he leaves Alabama because, like you were saying, man, Alabama's a premier coaching job, and although Penn State is Alabama North without the success, this is still the place to be. And if you want to leave Tuscaloosa and go somewhere, you don't go to Penn State, man. It's the middle of nowhere, dude. Tuscaloosa is much more of a bigger city than where Penn State is. They're in the middle of nowhere. I doubt DeBoer leaves. I think it's probably some kind of behind-the-scenes negotiating because there's big money negotiations with Jimmy Sexton, and they probably put stuff out like that on social media just for negotiating leverage on a different coach. So, but dude, why would anybody leave Alabama unless they just hate the place? And really, people are moving to Alabama, not away from it. So I doubt seriously that Coach DeBoer, I think it's just coach-changing season, and it just makes good talk about this time of the year, and there's a lot of jobs open right now. I'll never say never on a coach change, but I doubt seriously that we lose, and I hope we don't lose Kalen DeBoer. And our Lane Kiffin window has closed because he's definitely going to LSU, man.
Yeah.
He's already down there looking for real estate, looking for a place to live. Yeah. I mean, so what does that tell you? You know what I mean? So. Yeah. And I was all for Lane Kiffin. I'm all for DeBoer. So, guys, let's support our head coach. Let's support all our coaches, our teams. Let's not run this dude off. Everybody's on the hot seat, Kyle. Sark's on the hot seat. Everybody but Kirby and Ryan Day's on the hot seat, man. That's the way college football is, right? Ryan Day was on the hot seat as recently as 5 games ago, but or 10 games ago. But anyway, man, I hope we keep Kalen DeBoer. He's a good coach. And dude, like everyone knows, we still got skin in the game, man.
Yeah, 100%.
We blew the Oklahoma game again, dude. Our running game did not cost us the Oklahoma game. The pick six and the missed kick cost us. Although our running game needs improvement, no doubt about that. I'm all for whatever they need to do, different running back or whatever. But our kicker, the pick six, you guys already know this. But yeah, man, I just hope we keep it. But I think what plays out when you hear these coaching rumors, because they're talking about Sark leaving Texas. I think they use that for negotiations. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is, dude, Penn State's a damn good. One thing too, dude. One thing about going to a school like Penn State, the biggest advantage, it's a much easier path to the playoff. Because let's be honest, Kyle. In the Big Ten,
I will agree with that. I agree with that. Yep.
Your ticket's already punched, dude. If you're in the Big Ten, your ticket's already punched if you're above average team. You know what I mean? And the SEC, an above average team gets you about mid-tier. So, but I hope we keep them, dude. Hey, and this game coming up, man. Eastern Illinois, I think it is. They did give us Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo, just so you know.
Yep.
But them days are far over. They're an FCS team, and not only that, they're a bad FCS team. So we should beat them hopefully about 77-0, although no rat poison here. But what I think plays, and I hope, I'll let you go in 1 second, Kyle. But what I hope plays out, man, is just like we took a loss. We beat a bad team in Louisiana Monroe, and then went on a tear. Hopefully that happens again. We took a loss. Hopefully we beat a bad team like, Eastern Illinois, and then hopefully we go on a tear. That seems to be a pattern that we're on, dude. So hopefully, but I agree with Chris there in New Jersey. I think I'm pretty sure we're going to beat Eastern Illinois. And I think we're going to beat Auburn, dude. They don't have a coach, man. I mean, they're down, dude. They're down. We're better than they are. Well, I think we're going to beat Auburn, dude. That's just and I think we're going to go to the playoffs, Kyle. And I would not doubt. I'm not kidding you, man. From this point, my bold prediction for the moment is we're going to win the Natty, dude. That's my bold prediction for the moment. Bama wins the Natty. So pencil it in, brother, man. Pencil it in, brother,
All right,
man.
sounds good, Mike. Be safe on the road, bro.
Greetings from Shreveport, everybody. Y'all take care, guys.
See ya. All right. And Mike calling in hot from Shreveport. We're calling out for a prediction for the Tide to win it all. Love it. Love to see it. All right, 601, I think we got Javion. Javion, what's up, man? Where you at? You in Atlanta still?
How's it going, okay?
You in Shreveport? Where you at today?
Nah, hell no. I'm at home in Katy, Texas.
Okay, all right. So you're at Katy. Shoot, man, you're not too far away from Mike, who's in Shreveport, I guess, right? I mean, it's not.
No, not at all. Yeah,
hey,
well,
Mike,
he's on 20.
Yeah, well, so
20,
Mike,
so, yeah.
if you're going home,
can
he? Yeah, maybe you could cook him up something, man, on this Feel Good Friday. Javion, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
All right.
Come with you.
I'm meeting with the gumbo, Kyle. I'm meeting with the gumbo.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Mean gumbo.
So wait, let me ask you this. So, Javion, you heard, right, the whole Kalen DeBoer, Penn State stuff, because people were like, oh man, to be honest, I didn't even want to talk about it. But the more it grows, it's like I had to say something. And that's why I say it's a rumor. There's no way in hell that Coach Kalen DeBoer leaves what he has already started building at Alabama to go to Penn State. It's like the most ridiculous thing, right? It's crazy, but
I agree, Kai. I think our fan base is ungrateful, to be honest, in my opinion. And I mean, rightfully so, because we had Kalen DeBoer, because we had Nick Saban. But I think we're ungrateful of the job that Kalen DeBoer is doing. Mm-hmm. And if he does leave, because of the fan base, in my opinion. But I mean, I don't see him leaving. But I'm just saying, if he leaves, it's because of the fan base, and we need to be grateful that we got Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
Who and they say he's out from the South. Nick Saban is from Virginia, and he came out here and tore it up in the SEC. He made the SEC look like a child play. And he's out from the South. That doesn't mean anything. I want to say too, Kyle. What he said earlier in 2031, my oldest daughter be graduating high school then. Earlier, by the time we get up there.
That's what I'm saying.
And this playoff thing is crazy. With this game, Kyle, I want to say I'm paying more attention to detail. I'm paying attention to nobody gets in the backfield, and Ty has a clean pocket all game.
Yeah,
I mean it's Illinois. I mean it's not hard, and I want to see the running game. I'm paying attention to detail the running game. I would also love to see Young Pierre and Quay Russo on the field at the same time. Like a two-headed edge rusher, in my opinion. Quay on one side and Young Pierre on the other side. I think we can have a great rushing attack in any game we in with those two on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be having two baby William Andersons out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The way that
exactly.
the way that the Terminator was playing last night, they almost had to stop the game because it was too unfair. that game last night. As I was cutting Wake Up Bama, I was watching the game, and I was like, "Yo, this dude, it looks like the best player in the NFL." Period. All right, Javion, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in with the positivity, bro. And enjoy being at home. Eat that gumbo, and we'll catch up with you next time, bro.
Okay, one more thing, Kyle said. I love Chris from New Jersey, Kyle. I love him. I don't like New Jersey, but I love him. But he does sound like a mob. He does sound like a mob boss.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Chris from Jersey, I love you, man. I ain't gonna mess with you. You sound like a mob boss and can get me knocked off at any time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with you, man.
Yeah. No.
Well, I love you, Kyle. God's the grace.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro. Love you too, man. God is the greatest. All right. Javion calling in. Yeah, that's why. Why do you think? I mean, Chris, obviously, that's why he gets the first call. He told us a long time ago that he's in waste management. So, I mean, that's how we know what that means. All right. 502. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for calling in this morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Welcome to the show.
Hey, this is Mike from Kentucky, man. What's going on, Carl?
Oh, my goodness. Mike from Kentucky. When Mike calls in from Kentucky, this is like Mike has just been part of the show for a long time. You don't often call in, but you doing okay, Mike? It's good to hear. Anytime I see that 502, I'm like, is this Mike?
Yeah, man. If I was any better, I'd be twins, brother.
Welcome to the show, Mike. Good to hear from you, bro. Come with it.
Oh, brother. We're going to have to do it the hard way, I guess. I mean, Eastern Kentucky, Eastern Illinois, ain't that all girls school or something? I tell you, we could beat them boys 88-0, and it ain't going to move the needle. It ain't going to move the needle none. So I would play the second string as much as possible. I'd be evaluating my depth. I'd play Ty for maybe the first half at the most, and let anybody that's dinged up rest up for Auburn, dude, because that ain't no easy road to hoe, bro. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn and Jordan Hare is a war, period. And, I mean, I think we can get, it's crazy. We're going to have to beat A&M too, or we still ain't getting in. But, they look gettable after last weekend's game, falling to South Carolina 30-0 or something at the half. I mean, that kind of took a little bit of worry out of me. They look gettable. Their defense has been known to, lapse. But, dude, this I'm going to change gears real quick on you, man. You know what? I don't just – this Lane Kiffin, everybody's just hot to get Lane Kiffin. How many championships he got, bro?
0.
None. He's already had a top-tier job, USC. I mean, California is one of the best talent pools in the country, period. Their 6A schools are like 5 or 6 D1 players on every team. Every team. And, he couldn't get it done there. I mean, yeah, Ole Miss is looking real good, but they're spending more money than they've ever spent. I mean, he's going to have to prove it to me, man. He ain't got no championships yet, and I think all this rumor control, I think he'd be better off at Florida than LSU. I really do. LSU, man, they could have got Jimbo Fisher back in the day. They wouldn't get off the money. Just because they got it don't mean they'll get off of it.
And so Tide will rise inside the comment box. Is like, all the folks want DeBoer out. Who are you going to get? 100%. Great point. And like, DeBoer, I feel like, because it took me a while to come on with Coach Kalen DeBoer, but what he's done, he's cooking here. It's going to be challenging for anybody. I think for whatever reason, that loss to Oklahoma was like 5 losses. They lost 1 game in conference play so far. They still control its own destiny. And I'm with you. It's like people are so big on Lane Kiffin because I think that they associate him the closest thing to Nick Saban. Right? It's like Nick Saban's son. He acts like Coach Saban the way he talks, his humor. But Coach Kalen DeBoer, he's on the right path here. And he's got a hell of a road. You got to beat, Auburn, which is going to be very challenging to do. But like you said, Texas A&M does look gettable. And if they beat Texas, that's who they're going to play. Texas A&M, they played the bottom half of the SEC. The bottom half. Not the top half, the bottom half. And you're right. The score was 30-3. They were down at halftime. So I'm on DeBoer. You know, I like what we got going here. There's flaws. There's flaws with everybody. But I'll take DeBoer. What else you got, Mike?
Well, I think we ought to keep him too. I agree with you. I'd at least give him another season or two because we got some 26 recruits coming in that are just all world. I'll tell you, there's a lineman out of Penn State, a 5-star recruit that I think we ought to try to get a hold of. Check out Kevin Brown, bro. That dude is a monster, monster, brother. Yeah, are you familiar with him?
Yes, I am. I recently saw him too, and I saw just recently Alabama offered a junior college defensive lineman. Did you see him? He's like I forget his name. I couldn't even say his name, pronounce his name. Does anybody see this? The defensive lineman that they offered recently, a junior college guy. It was unbelievable. Like his talent was I think he's 6'8", believe it or not. So yeah, the recruiting here, Mike, what these guys are doing. Think about this: the recruiting services who we like trust, right? They had Lazier Brooks as a 3-star. They had London Simmons as a 3-star. Are you kidding me? Right. Like, those guys have been fantastic this year.
I'll tell you, I don't know what they're doing with our running back, though. I've never seen Alabama with a weaker running back room. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's the blocking schemes would just spread them out all over the field. You know, I mean, I just haven't seen the old zone blocking like we had back in the day. You know, they move the whole side out, drive a truck through there. I don't know. I guess that's all I got, Kyle.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, I appreciate it. Good to hear from you, Mike.
Man, good to hear from you, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Cooking a lot of deer heads. Been busy.
All right. Sounds good, man. See you, Mike. All right, 813. I think we got Case in. Case, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Kyle. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, I'm doing fine. I'm perfect. Okay, we got Case in from Tampa.
Hey, it's a Feel Good Friday.
It's Feel Good Friday, and you know I don't like to go to Negative Town often, but it's amazing to see the fans' reaction following a loss, right? And it's like if I'm for DeBoer, people are against him. And if I'm against DeBoer, people are for him. You know what I'm saying? They're like, it's a crazy space to live in. But I think collectively, I'm rational about it. I'm like, yo, I look what they've done this season. I look at the building blocks that they've done in the new world of college football, which is impossible to play at the tops of the SEC. These guys are doing it. And look, these guys beat Georgia. I'm living on that. Yeah, they lost to Oklahoma for the second year in a row. I'm fully aware of that. But they still control its own destiny. I'm not going to get in Negative Town and be like, he's not the right guy for the job. Now, they don't beat Auburn. They don't make the playoffs. We'll talk again. And I'll give you another assessment. But right now, I'm staying on the ship.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't want to be crude, but I think it's foolish to want DeBoer gone. There's 80% of the nation would want Kalen DeBoer as their head coach. You talk about wanting Lane Kiffin. All these teams that want Lane Kiffin would take Kalen DeBoer before Lane Kiffin. It's just a matter of fact. But he's not going to leave Alabama. You don't just – and that's what he said. I forgot I think it was early in the season when they fired James Franklin that the first thought was Kalen DeBoer, and maybe this was I forget which team it was, but he literally said, "You don't just leave Alabama," and that's the truth. It's the number one of the best places to be at. Wanting Kalen DeBoer to leave right now is like taking a bite of your cake when it's not even done cooking. Of course, it's going to taste bad. It's not ready. You got to look at the recruiting classes and all the stuff that he's trying to get in. Things where we struggle at. Last year we were looking at our defense. It was so terrible. Now next year, we all wanted Kane Womack gone. It's a whole different story now. And I know people are impatient nowadays. That's just the reality of this instant gratification, society we live in. Everybody wants results now, especially if you come from results. And Alabama had a history of success, so we demand success. So I don't want to say we're ungrateful, but it's just a combination of things. And the part that's going to make it even harder, which is a hard reality for people to accept, is the SEC is moving to 9 games. All that's going to do is make it harder
100%.
for people like Kalen DeBoer to find success.
Yeah.
I don't know what Greg Sankey was thinking doing that. But No, I'm 100% with DeBoer. I'm not hopping off the train, and I want to give you kudos too, because I cannot understand or fathom the disrespect that Ty Simpson is getting. Yes, this is his first year starting, and he's going to hold on to the ball a little too long sometimes. Yeah, he's going to miss a pass. Oh, my goodness, he threw 2 interceptions. 90% of college football would take Ty Simpson as their starting quarterback in a heartbeat, just like picking Kalen DeBoer.
Yep.
So you just got to have a little bit of understanding. And I think you're 100% right. It's insane to me that you lose a game. It's not 100% on Ty. It's a team effort. We shot ourselves in the foot, and he jumps down to plus 14,000 in the Heisman racing, which is just absurd to me, as if he's not one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, he is. But no, we're going to have a good game this weekend. Just like you said, you would expect it's a little bit of rat poison, but you would expect to see Keelan Russell and Austin Mack, maybe some AK Deer and Kevin Riley. I really want to see our team get a solid win, good running, but also be able to play some of the backups and get some rest, because we all know what's on the line. It's all at the end of the season. If you give Auburn a reason to make the last game of the season, the rivalry game, worth it, it's already worth it. But if you give them the opportunity to crush your dreams and take away the SEC championship and take away a playoff, that's what Auburn does best, because they are fueled by hatred. And when they see that Alabama's got a chance and they are the ones that can take it away, they will absolutely use every ounce of energy. They don't care about making a bowl game. They just want to ruin your day.
Yep.
So we got to just take care of business, beat Eastern Illinois, prep up, and then go take care of those weirdos over on the other side. So
love it, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Always hearing from you, man. Take it easy.
You too. Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide, team, man. And also, inside the comment box, if you have a difference of opinion than mine, that's completely fine. Honestly, we'd probably be friends outside of this. So, like, I never get worked up about the negative comments. The only time, and I don't even like to monitor the comments, to be honest. Trust me, I got a lot going on in my life besides, the comment box. The only things that I don't ask is, don't attack, say, things that are detrimental to each other, things like that. But other than that, I don't even pay attention to the comments. But I do like to hear the comments, and I do like to hear the other side of the coin. I'm always open to hearing other points of view, and if you disagree with my points of view, that's totally fine. Honestly, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. So just know that, just so you're in a safe space. All right, I'm grown. I promise you, I've been called every single thing in the world. I've been canceled. I've been every single thing that you could imagine. I've gone through it, just like you, right? I mean, so it's all good. So you all good inside the comment box. All right, 478. Hey, Alyssa, what's up? How you doing today?
Hey, Kyle. How are you guys?
Good, doing well. Just there is a game this weekend, right, Alyssa? They are playing Eastern Illinois. It's sometimes we forget in a week like this that there is actually a game, but everybody's talking about this whole DeBoer to Penn State. What are your initial thoughts when you first saw it? Surely I wasn't the only place that brought it. I just brought it up today. But what was your take when you saw this whole DeBoer to Penn State thing?
Yeah, I mean, clearly I think that they're going to be after him, but I think he's all Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him going over to Penn State. I don't see that happening. But speaking of the game this weekend, so the husband and I are in the car right now on the way to Tuscaloosa because we're going to the game this weekend.
Awesome.
So, you there?
Yep, we're still here.
Oh, so that's exciting. But we wanted to get your advice. Do you have any advice on how to get into Chuck's? Because that's where we wanted to go to dinner tonight. But I heard the wait times are crazy.
Yeah, so depending on what time you get in, I would go directly to Chuck's, and I would try. I don't know if you're trying to go to the upstairs sushi bar or eat on the bottom level, but I would go there immediately. The other place that I would recommend is you can call in to the Alamite, which has a steak restaurant, which is really good. And you can make reservations there. That's one of the only places that you can make reservations in Tuscaloosa. Sometimes you can find me. I'll tell you a quick story. Okay. So, and then I'll let you get to your call. But I went there went there 2 weekends ago, and a gentleman from LA who sells fire trucks, very kind man, out of Fairhope, he bought dinner for me. It was amazing. So it's a really good spot to hit. It's at the Alamite. It's very classy place. And if you can't do that, then check out the Sanctuary. So I would go Chuck's, the Alamite, or the Sanctuary. Those are some spots for you, and I think you can get into the later two if you can't get into Chuck's. But tell us about this weekend's game. Who are you looking forward to seeing? And break it down for us as you usually do. Go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. So my message is really for the committee and the haters. You all need to stop being salty and act like you actually have some knowledge about the game of college football. Yes, we lost to a bad FSU team at the very beginning of the season. And yes, we gifted Oklahoma a 2-point win this past weekend. But let's not act like for the past 2 bracket releases, we weren't sitting at number 4 with a non-existent running game, I might add. Alabama has played a gauntlet of a season. We have beaten multiple ranked teams in a row, something no other team in the country has done. We have a super gritty defense, and let's not ignore the fact that we always get everyone's best game no matter what. And to tie this up with a bow, since the playoffs seems to be all about money, they not need dare sit there and act like Alabama doesn't bring in millions, because we have the most clicks and views in the nation. With that being said, Eastern Illinois, of course, will show up to play tomorrow, but no one's putting points up on our defense. I've got Alabama winning big this weekend at Bama 77, Eastern Illinois 0.
Love it. Love it. Be safe on the road and enjoy your dinner here in beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Thanks for calling in.
All right, and you have a happy birthday tomorrow, Kyle.
Hey, thanks, Alyssa. I appreciate it. All right, that's
all right, bye.
Alyssa calling in from Georgia en route to Tuscaloosa. We got a 256 coming up next. We'll take it right now. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Philando Matthews from Camp Hill, Alabama. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Philando, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in on this Feel Good Friday. Thanks for calling in. A little overcast right now. Beautiful temperature. We got it at, 67. We're feeling good, optimistic about the blessings that have been bestowed on us, right? And,
yes, sir.
Thankful for our small blessings. So happy to have you on. Come with it, man. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. This is what I think, Kyle. You know what? You remember when Nick Saban said they got us buried, dead, gone? Remember that?
Yeah.
I think some of these folks in like the college football playoff got us buried, dead, and gone. But you know what? I like that. That's the best way for us to go in this game. But, and I'm going to tell you something else. This right here has a little curse word in at the end, all right? Now, all right, we're going to run through Eastern Illinois, Auburn, and Texas A&M like shit on a tin horn. Remember that?
Yeah.
When he said Georgia Southern ran through us like shit on a tin horn, that's what we finna do.
All right. Love it.
And when we win the SEC championship, it's over with, man. We're gonna win the national.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna run through some more teams like shit on a tin horn.
Love it.
Yeah, cause hey, when I was watching that game, I was sitting here watching it. You know, my old lady, she's an Auburn fan, and I told myself, I said, Kalen DeBoer, I could tell how mad he was, man. And those guys, they mad. Ty Simpson, they mad, Kyle. So Alabama finna show enough. They're gonna start tomorrow, and they ain't gonna stop until win the next championship. What day the next championship is?
I believe it is January 20th.
All right, that's when we're gonna start running through folks like shit on tin horn, January 20th, and you can bet your bottom dollar.
Love it, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, good call. Love to see it. Yeah, you know, I think like I love that call. That was, I mean, one of the classics from Coach Saban. But look, I'm gonna live in a world that's optimistic, and you might that might nauseate you or whatever. You might be looking for more drama from me, but look, I'm drama free. I fully accept where we are right now in the world of college football. I've thought about this a lot, in terms of Coach Kalen DeBoer, because honestly, the success that Alabama has really dictates how I fare as a professional content creator. It really does. If Alabama has a crash out and they lose to Eastern Illinois and they lose to Auburn, is there going to be more drama and maybe a month of, fanatics and kind of the world is closing on Alabama and all that stuff? For sure. But the long term, it won't be good for the program. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Coach Kalen DeBoer is building, and look, Alabama is a place where everybody wants to be. And I think that the only reason maybe that Lane Kiffin is about to take LSU is because of the success that Coach Kalen DeBoer is having at Alabama. Honestly, I think I fully believe, like in my heart, that Lane Kiffin would love to be back in Tuscaloosa. But the more success that Coach Kalen DeBoer has and the more that people kind of gravitate towards him, I think that Lane Kiffin's like, I got to take another SEC program. I personally don't think it's going to be probably the same for Coach Kiffin at LSU or at Florida, to what he's done at Ole Miss. But I'm not going to lose sight of what Coach Kalen DeBoer has done here at Alabama. And yes, there's a lot of things that have to be fixed. I mean, the running game is not it. I'm not happy about it. And then when it's time, to attack on the coaching staff or, other elements of this program, I'll do it. I promise you. I'll call them out. I'm not associated with Alabama football. I'm not paid by the University of Alabama. I'm not sponsored by the University of Alabama. I can say whatever the F I want about anything, but I choose to keep it in this tone because I can understand where Alabama is rolling. And I live on the fact that they won 8 games. A lot of what Alyssa was saying, she was absolutely right. Again, 4 consecutive wins against top 25 teams, a win against Georgia. If Alabama wants to make a real serious run, they have to win 6 games in a row. 6 games right now. That's starting tomorrow, right? That would be 1. Then you had to beat the Auburn, 2. Then you had to beat, 3 SEC title game. They already won 8 games in a row. They already beat 4 consecutive top 25 teams in a row. That's exactly what you have to do in the playoffs, all right? So can you win if you're one-dimensional? It's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder. Is Ryan Grubb going to be able to figure it out? I don't know. There was the same time that we were talking about Kane Womack not being able to figure it out. Remember? At the beginning of the season, they were like, Kane Womack, he can't. Remember how many times? And we were going after them, but they responded with a negative with 8 continued positives. So we've seen this before. And this loss was a much different loss to Florida State. I'm going to stand on that forever. They were outplayed. They were outcoached by the Seminoles in week 1, 100%. They lost against Oklahoma because of turnovers. It wasn't that they weren't prepared. It wasn't that they didn't have the right intensity. In fact, you know what? If you really, really want to know, if you take away the sacks, this is going to freak you out. If you take away the sacks because that negates your rushing yardage, did you know that Alabama actually did rush for over 100 yards last game? Sacks take away from that, but collectively they did rush for over 100 yards. I know. Hard to believe. So that's where we stand right here on November 21st. We stand tall. We understand that there's a game tomorrow. It's a faceless opponent. I fully believe that Alabama takes care of business on senior day. They get the job done. I don't even know what the score prediction would be for me. I'd probably say 63-0, something like that. And you come with it and get ready for Auburn. Auburn tomorrow, as you saw, is starting Deuce Knight. They're freshmen. They're keeping their other quarterback from playing a game so he can still redshirt. And who knows what type of quarterback that you're going to see from Auburn. Maybe 3 quarterbacks from the Tigers. But that's too far away. It starts tomorrow. It's a 1-game season. And Alabama has to take care of business each and every week. And I fully think that, of course, they'll have a bounce back tomorrow. But that'll kind of be the catalyst to a really good run that we got going on. So stay positive. I know it's hard sometimes, but you got a lot of blessings. You're fans of the most watched college football team, right? You have a quarterback who could have gone anywhere else, but he chose to stay here. right? You have recruits that are 5 stars that are developing at a great rate. You have DeJohn Lee. You have Lazier Brooks. I mean, Ryan Williams, just a sophomore. I know a lot of people, you feel differently. You'd feel a lot differently if Ryan Williams was playing for somebody else. If Ryan Williams left to Texas A&M, you'd feel a lot different about him. So, yeah, there's a lot of positives here at the University of Alabama. I'm going to stay on that track, 8-2, 8 consecutive wins, 4 wins over top 25. I'm good with that. Those are good markers. So, and look, if we have to change tunes, we'll do it. But right now isn't the time. All right, fam, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for kicking it with me this morning right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Live every day, 10 a.m. To 11 a.m. or as major news happens. So turn on the notifications. You can kick it with us on our Facebook channel as well. That's another area to interact with us. I post content there as well. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Stay where your feet are at. Stay blessed. And, enjoy this beautiful thing we got called life, right? Goes by fast. I mean, for anybody that has a little bit of experience, man, it goes faster and faster and faster. And I think that you could live on the negative side of the track or you could live on the positive. And I'm telling you, the being on this other side is the right side. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this beautiful Friday, November 21st. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Be safe on the road. If you guys are traveling, enjoy Alabama's football game. Remember, 15 minutes prior to Alabama's kickoff tomorrow, I will be live for the watch-along against Eastern Illinois. All right? Take care, and I will talk with you soon right here on Bama Football